Welcome to Modern Homestead Alaska. I'm Jessica, and today we are racing against time to get both our completely off-grid family cabin here in Willow completely buttoned up for winter. The ground is already freezing. Everything is icing over, and all the stuff that cannot freeze either has to be stored at the main homestead or it has to be winterized here at the cabin, and we are going to be working on that diligently and quickly today. And then we're going to head off to the main homestead in Wasilla, where we live year-round, and we have a bunch of winterizing that we have to do there as well. So won't you join us? Let's just get right into it.
It's cold in here.
All right.
Go home with me.
So the first main thing we have to do is take this huge battery here, cannot freeze, and this is what the generator powers up this battery through the inverter. The inverter, all this can stay, but the big battery has to be stored in our basement where it's heated. Dump all the water. We try not to freeze canned goods or jars, so anything that is liquid in a can or liquid in a jar, we're just gonna take them out of here. So we're definitely not trying to move everything in and everything out of the cabin with each season. There's just a lot of things that will stay, and we learned these techniques from our neighbor. They come for the summer and then they winterize their cabin, but like things like lights and lamps and all that they need each summer, you just leave all of it there. But anything that can't freeze has to be dealt with. All right. So a couple of the main things that we are taking are, well, they've already grabbed them. The big generator, of course, is staying. It's hardwired to the house underground, and then it generates to that converter, which does the battery. It's not going to be any good. However, you could run the generator in the middle of winter if you had to be out here, and it would just throw power to the house, but you'd have to run the generator the whole time. But these two Hondas, they either need to have like winter packages on them, or we're just gonna take them home and store them in the basement so that they're not freezing. Now that we've grabbed the generators, the shelter logic has to be taken down. One of two things can happen. My mom left it up all of last winter, and you just have to come and clean the snow off of it. Well, we got almost no snow last winter. It was a fantastic snow year for no snow. However, if we were to just leave this out here and we get the snow that we got the winter before, this thing would collapse within the first snowstorm. And so it's got to be taken down. We're going to take this to our homestead because we still haven't been able to build our shop. This will super help us to be able to park like the snow machines, the Argo, the side-by-side, possibly the tractor, all of our outdoor stuff underneath it. And because we live there, we'll be able to clear it off. So we're gonna figure out how they put this shelter logic together, because our good friend Tony Mitchell from Mitchell's in Alaska helped my mom put this up. And so now we gotta figure out how to take it down and then re-put it up at our house.
Gotta get him on some weights.
Is it really 300 pounds? No. Aren't those like 150?
No.
What are they?
250.
Really?
No.
No? What are they then? Itchy?
No.
Look how happy he is. It's the love of his life. Mom is second. Destiny's first.
Oh, look at that.
I'm like, what? We don't have a ladder tall enough to get to the middle peak, which is why we took the legs off and everyone had to hold it.
Come on.
Okay. You're standing on it.
She caught this before Jessica did hear me. You can't even do it!
Jesse says there's a gap right here. There it is.
Nope, see?
Keep going. Now, wedge the other one. You got it, Caleb. You don't let them make fun of you, Tay.
How do you say that word?
Authenticity.
Yeah, that one. That's what sells on YouTube. This. Yeah, he got us good on this one.
Oh, he made sure they weren't coming out.
Yeah, this one's not.
They weren't gonna blow up, that was for sure. Good job, Tony. Oh yeah, you're making a jack there. Got a few more boards behind you. Oh,
Give me another board.
other way.
That sucker's in the ground. Oh, dang, let me put a 3-footer in there.
No wonder he didn't come out.
Golly.
Huh.
Get that one.
Reversing.
Go get that one.
Whoa. Thank goodness you're a superintendent or that would have rolled on you.
Dude, get those 4-footers away from my window.
And we'll just set all these up against it. Yep. All of them. If this is your first time seeing our family's off-grid cabin out here in Willow, I thought I'd give you a really quick tour. It's super loud if you heard a bunch of the planes flying over because it is close to an airport for those personal planes, and Alaska is loaded with them, and that's how people get to some remote and off-grid properties that are just not accessible any other way. One of the most amazing parts that we had done when we first bought this place, our son Caleb that's here today lived in it the whole first year through a brutal winter. This is Willow Creek, so that's kind of where it's nestled, right here along the creek. It's never flooded, and then to take that up a notch, when we bought it, all of the land kind of looked like this, and we had our neighbor Matt with Osgood Excavating come out, which is where our son Wyatt works. Matt buried a water tank over there because eventually the cabin will have running water and they'll deliver water to it. And there is a septic right by where we took that shelter logic down. You can't see it too well on camera, but he reworked the land to where when the river comes up, it kind of hits this bank and keeps going. So there's like a drop off. And our son has a little John boat that he would take on the river, and we could just pull it in and out of the river. And so from the entrance of the property here, straight down is a boat launch. So you can launch a raft or a boat, something small. It's a very shallow river. And so that's a big moose print. And moose. There we go. So but it's clear, crystal clear. It's just absolutely beautiful. When the salmon are running, you can literally see them just come up here right along the shoreline. There's a ton of like rainbows and stuff in here. Amazing, amazing fishing. You could stand out on this little jog over here, and then there's a place for sitting right up top that hill. But as the grass and everything grew back and we've stayed on top of mowing and weeding and so on, all of this dirt here was reworked. Looked, you know, just muddy and dirty the first year, but now it's pretty fantastic. And more personal points.
And then we'll get this drill in.
Okay, so really quick, that's the outhouse. We insulated that, so that works out really, really well. And then this is actually a shower house. Someone used like a Rubbermaid outbuilding, turned it into a shower. There's a literal shower in there. And so Aaron's just tucking all of the chairs and the grill and everything inside for the winter time, but there's an actual shower house. Now we'll head up and into the cabin. When the planes start flying, you can actually hear the river running. It's 1 in a billion. I'm not kidding. We've looked at so many off-grid places here in Alaska. Searched and searched and searched. This was the most incredibly beautiful one we had ever seen. And my mom grabbed it up really, really quickly. Thank you, babe. All right, Aaron and Caleb are grabbing that battery we talked about. That is one of the main things that can't freeze. Probably one of the most expensive pieces of equipment on the whole off-grid place. It's gonna take both of them.
Willow. Tell Destiny, open up your back seat.
There's no power, but this is it. It's so cute. Living room, dining room, kitchen, family room. There's a wood stove, so there's firewood here. If there was some sort of emergency and we had to come out here, we've covered up the firewood outside. There is no water, but the river underneath will stay flowing. It'll ice over. You could get water, you could melt snow, you can do all sorts of ingenuitive things if you had to come out here in the middle of the winter time. The loft is upstairs. And there you have it. So I'm gonna close it up. It's gonna be super, super dark. And then we'll head out. Well, that's a wrap here at the cabin. We are gonna head back to Wasilla. Let's go. A trip to Willow isn't complete without stopping at Burnt Toast. It's right over here off Willow Creek as well. So we left the cabin. We're gonna get ourselves a bite to eat. They have the best burgers and salads in the state. If you're ever in Willow, Alaska, you have to look up this place. You definitely have to try it out. And then we made it back home. I think we're gonna put up the Shelter Logic. Wyatt's moving his truck. We're moving some other things out of the way, but I'm gonna jump to a bunch of the winterizing that we have done here around the homestead, and I'll meet you back. We'll see if we can get this built really, really quickly. We are really, really pressed for time around here, and some of the projects we haven't gotten done is the greenhouses have to come down this week, and I've just been slowly cleaning it up. Let's take a look at that. Be getting started on the main homestead outside cleanup because everything around has to be able to be cleared of snow. And I have been told, I've gardened my whole life and I've never had to do that kind of prep, and it's wild what we have to do in order to have everything cleared out of the way this time of the year. And with snow Not quite in the forecast, but freezing temperatures for sure at our home. It is time to get everything tucked away. I've already started the tractor and we're just gonna get breezing through the whole property, get as much done as we possibly can before the first freeze. So I think I just might cut back the planters and then just put all the planters in the garden, and then they're just kind of out of the way. They'll survive the winter just fine, but I think I might end up dumping them. For right now, we'll just cut everything back and add it to the compost. Look at that. That was one dahlia and it put on all of these additionals. How fantastic. I left all the nasturtium seeds here. I'm just curious if they'll grow on their own. I was actually trying to decide this morning what I wanted to do next. So yesterday I just went through and cleaned out all the pots, got them ready to move, and I just focus on one task at a time. And now I'm gonna go through and clean up and pick up all of the pots. And what I'm trying to get done, and there's other things laying around, we're gonna get everything cleaned up. We need to clean snow all the way to the woodshed so that in the middle of winter, we can take things out of the woodshed, we can get to it, it's easy, and then we need to use the tractor all the way to the front of the shed, so we can't have pots there. They would just get lost under the snow and everything would be crumbled and crunched and ripped apart. And then I started moving them over here. None of this area here is cleared in the winter time. So everything that'll just be sitting underneath the snow, it'll all be totally fine. So I think I'm gonna put the forks on, grab a pallet, and start piling pots on a pallet.
we're winterizing the boat. We're going to drop some water out of some areas for this thing so we can put this thing away for the winter. Hold this up out of the way.
So the first winter we had this boat, Caleb did this, but he missed one part of winterizing it. It sat all winter. He hooked everything back up. He went out and it had cracked, and the boat overheated on the Susitna River, and his number one concern was to get him and Destiny back to safety. He did that, but it blew something up in the motor, and it spent an entire summer in the shop. And so now, the last 2 winters, they have been extremely particular to get everything winterized on this boat. Because when you buy it, you need it for fishing and family and enjoyment. It is really difficult when you're paying a ton of money just to repair things. So one of the hardest parts of Alaska is the amount of things that you have to winterize here that we never had to deal with in other states and places. Is this the... So it just drained down into the bottom, but when we lift up the boat to move it, this water will come out the drain hole back there. So it's done.
Yep.
Winterized. What's the next thing that you do for the winter? Take the top off?
I'll take that top off because we got to park it in the spot where we don't have a shop. Park it over there. Our neighbors let us nicely park it underneath their awning of their shop, so that way we can keep most of the winter out of it.
That's because we have the world's greatest neighbors.
They are.
You forgot the back piece.
Put that piece on.
Yep, I'll grab this other one. I'm gonna lift this back up first. I'll hold it. All right, this boat is ready for storage. I went through all the cubbies and everything. We have to take the life vests that are air. They're much smaller, they're easier to wear because you're not like out there swimming. They're for emergencies, and they have like this CO2, like this compressed air. Last year we left them in the boat and they all froze and exploded, and then the new cartridges are super expensive. So those have to be kept inside over winter. And then anything else, even fire extinguishers and such, we don't let any of it freeze, bug sprays, all that. And now we'll grab these tools off. We're ready to move it over. You ever done this before?
Only a time or two.
Only time? This is your first timer. Well, he said barely, and I got him within half an inch. There's a hair off, he says. There we go. Good enough. She hangs out just a little. Caleb has a tarp for the front that just gets the snow to slide off the front end. We'll let him do that. But yeah, she's winterized. She's done, right? All right. Thank God for good neighbors. I'll tell you what, they have done more for us than we could ever repay. All right, so what are you doing?
We're just gonna anchor it down to these boards for right now. And then we're gonna bring in some road base and get it leveled out. And then give me this thing, get it leveled out. We get rid of the mud. We get this thing leveled, and then we'll tarp it. So that way we can actually have a nice our little cover here instead of walking into mud stuff.
Getcha.
See how deep that is? That's a big dip.
Right.
Look at your whole building. So I don't want to tarp it. I want to square it up, get it set. Just that in.
All right, so we're done for tonight. The sun is set.
Unload and put that stuff away.
The sun is set. We are at twilight. We are finished with what we're gonna get done here tonight. And for this video, of course, we got all of the pots lined up along the garden. I just show you a couple of things real quick before I wish you well. I still have one bale of straw that I can use. I pulled all of the milk cans. They all store right inside of the chicken coop here. There's a tack room, front like 8x8 room that has all of that. And then we'll put a marker here so that we know where to stop with the snow. So we'll put a marker here and there. And then Aaron will push snow this way and that way, and then I completely covered the rhubarb with leaves, and we got a ton done. And so the rest of this week we'll just keep trucking along. I have to get the greenhouses down, like I said, and we'll clean up all the trash. And the main thing is I need to get all of the pots and different things for gardening stored into the basement. So that's my big task of the week ahead. So with that, we hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, you'll get notifications. Thumbs up help our channel to grow, and we greatly appreciate all of that help. I am done. I am tired. It has been a long week. We are starting to get that ice and stuff that you already saw, and winter is just literally knocking at our doorstep. So we gotta get some things scooted around, get finished here in the homestead. We hope you choose to join that journey. With that, I hope you're blessed. I hope you have a fantastic week ahead of you. I know that we will, and I hope that you will be back to share in another video with us next time. For now, bye.